Well, as we head into the international break, just expect the following players to be so much into the news. Harry Kane to Manchester United, Frankie de Jong to Manchester United, who else? Victor Osimhen, because they are going to be going to their respective countries to be playing for their respective national teams, and they are going to meet journalists there. They are going to be asked questions about joining Manchester United, and I think their agents are really going to make sure that these stories go viral in the news. And of today, United have been told Harry Kane's asking price, and the story has been read to us by the Times Sport. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where you're watching us from, smash the like button, comment and share as Erik ten Hag goes ahead to answer a question of whether Pellistri can become a success story at Manchester United, as Raphael Varane's retirement has been commended by the French national team manager, that is Didier Deschamps. Good morning, everyone, and this is United Matters channel. And for the second time, Rokan David is my name. Subscribe because we want to hit 12,000 subscribers, guys. So let's set this rolling down to the level where we want it to be. Now today, a story coming in from the Times has told us that Spurs want £100 million in upfront payment to consider selling Harry Kane. Manchester United acknowledge that they must sign a top-class striker this summer if they are to maintain the momentum that Erik ten Hag has built up after his appointment as a manager last year in May, I think around April. That's when he was really appointed. So talk of £100 million, but upfront, meaning that they don't want add-ons. They want £100 million net. That's what the amount of money they want. That is Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I think Daniel Levy is one of those owners that we've known that are really not good at negotiations, and they're men who really keep their word. When he says £100 million, they are £100 million. But I think this time round, this transfer is not in his hands. Why? If a club comes in with like £80 million to take Harry Kane, and Harry Kane says, I'm not going to extend my contract with Spurs, they'll be left with no option other than selling the player. Do you know why? Harry Kane will find himself in a situation of going on a free next summer of 2024, and in January of 2024, he will be allowed to sign a pre-contract with a club that wants him. That's it. So this time around, however much Daniel Levy is a hard nut to crack in as far as negotiations of selling his players are concerned, this time around, he's left with no option. He's left with no option because the player wants to move away from Spurs. Secondly, Spurs are not offering anything like winning trophies for Harry Kane, and obviously you saw what Antonio Conte came out and really said out in the media. It was really explosive. He really referred to the club of Spurs as not being ready to go up there and really win trophies. For them, if at all they really get Harry Kane as a top scorer, they qualify for the Champions League. Those are their dreams. And I don't believe those are the dreams of Tottenham Hotspur, but I think they are lacking the right people to really draft this club to a level of really winning, because they've been spending money. Like last summer, they brought in Richarlison at like £60 million, Yefisi Bissouma £25 million, Kulusevski was signed permanently, Bentancur was signed permanently. They brought in other players on loan like Lenglet, you get. Then the other player they signed was Dejan Spence, you get. So they brought in some good players, but I think there is something lacking at that club, because even when they brought in Jose Mourinho, at least would have gone ahead to play a lot into the FA Cup or Carabao Cup and extend his hand or his title winning record at Spurs. But he failed, because we know Jose Mourinho in those knockout tournaments, he's really one of the best managers in the world. He really calculates the game very well, and obviously his tactics are really good as far as winning the trophies are really concerned. So as it stands, Harry Kane, £100 million is what Spurs are really requesting in for. But when I go back to the view of Manchester United, a huge question is going to be asked. by Erik ten Hag and the board. I know they are going to sit down there with the board of United and make a decision on which striker they are going to board or to bring. But to me, I think all that is going to be known when we have new owners or not. I think if you're having the Glazers to make decisions, because they'll say we are giving you £100 million, we're not getting you £134 million to bring in Victor Osimhen. That's what the Glazers will do, because they know that they have to get in dividends. If at all you're having in the Qataris, they'll tell Erik ten Hag, point on the striker you want, we are going to bring him in. And I think Erik ten Hag will go for either Victor Osimhen, Benjamin Šeško, Vlahovic, or Goncalo Ramos. That's it. So I think the way or the path of Harry Kane to Carrington is going to depend on the takeover situation of Manchester United. Who is going to be the owner of Manchester United in the summer? Because the amount of money available for us to spend in the summer will really reflect a lot on who we are signing in and who we are not bringing in. But for Harry Kane, Premier League proven player, I even saw Thierry Henry advising Erik ten Hag that should go in for Harry Kane. Then I think even Sir Alex Ferguson is persuading Erik ten Hag to get in the signing of Harry Kane. And to me, I believe that Ten Hag knows the right player he wants. Though the Times have gone ahead to continue on this story and they've added more beef to it. And this is what they had to say. They said two players that feature on United's shortlist are Victor Osimhen and Benjamin Šeško. United or any other suitor could try to persuade Leipzig and Salzburg to cancel the agreement by paying a higher fee. Now, for this, I 100% agree with United, especially on Benjamin Šeško, having been bought at like 20 million pounds, 25 million pounds. I believe if United put all table 60 million pounds for Benjamin Šeško, all 50, that is almost times 3 the amount of money they bought him from RB Salzburg. I think RB Leipzig will be willing to cash in for a player known as Benjamin Šeško, according to me, because he fits exactly into the profile of a striker that you want at Manchester United. Because you've seen the talks of Ferguson that I think that teenager who plays as a centre forward at Brighton, who really adds up the Harry Kane killer instinct and that physical bit of it of Wayne Rooney, plus the touch and excellence of Wayne Rooney, he adds them and obviously combines them, and he is really a prolific number 9, and he has a little bit of skill set in him that takes him to the next level of being one of the next talk about striking generations into the Premier League. But Benjamin Šeško is one of those strikers that I think we should go in for. I might sound like I'm repeating myself, but I'm not, because the story of Harry Kane is going to come in very many times. And for us to spend £100 million on Harry Kane this season, I think we should go in for Benjamin Šeško. 19 years of age, good in the air, tall, does the hold-up play very well. To me, I think if you don't get him this summer, by the time he plays the first season at RB Leipzig, he will skyrocket his price to £100 million. Why? If Haaland left Borussia Dortmund at like £60 million, what of Benjamin Šeško, who is far much better a player than Haaland? Because this boy is good at holding up that ball. The hold-up play is good, great. Has a good shot on him. Shoots from distance. He's clinical. He can play as a number 10. And he can play in all the attacking positions of the midfield. You can play him as a left forward. You can play him as a left attacking midfielder. You can play him as a right attacking midfielder. And you can play him as a number 10 also. So the talent in this boy is really immense. So to me, on any day, I go with Benjamin Šeško. That's it. Even if they are Goncalo Ramos, very good striker, Vlahovic, I go with Benjamin Šeško. If not Benjamin Šeško, I go with Dusan Vlahovic. That's it. But we are here to wait and see whether United will go in and really sanction the move of Harry Kane to Old Trafford at £100 million. But you know the obsession of Manchester United with English players, they might go in and tell Erik ten Hag, let's get in Harry Kane. Next season, let's get you Benjamin Sesko. But it will depend on who is in charge of Manchester United as far as giving us the budget to spend will be concerned. Now, Pellistri is one of those players that's gone ahead to really do lots of things at Manchester United and turn around the season. He has come in the right season at the right time, played 90 minutes away at Real Betis, and every time he has been given a chance to play, he has not let Erik ten Hag down. Now, Erik ten Hag has really been asked on whether Pellistri can win at Manchester United, and this was his response. Of course, but you have to earn it. You have to do it on your own, and we will help him. The coaches are working very hard with him, but in the end, the players have to seize their chance. And obviously, I think he has seized his chance. He has really gone ahead to grab it. Every time he has been given a chance to come on the field of play, he has given Erik ten Hag a reason to really start him. That's why in Real Betis, he started him, because he had put in performances that called for him to give him a game to start. Even I think in the game of Fulham, I think the manager saw it that having Pellistri having played 90 minutes away in Real Betis, he found it not responsible to play him into the game of Fulham, because they are already 2 men down, we are 2 goals up, yet Pellistri was going to play for his national team. So he said, all right, let him go into the national team, get those 180 minutes in his legs, then we will see what is going to happen when he returns on the, I think it's going to be around the 27th and 28th of March, as we prepare for the game of Newcastle. So to me, I think this boy has gone ahead to pass the test. 20 years of age, that is Facundo Pellistri, and he is really doing the needful. And he has gone ahead to push a lot of pressure, or to put a lot of pressure on Antony. Did you see how Antony played when he came on when you're playing Fulham? His decision making was really quick. He never got to hold onto the ball a lot. You get? That is Facundo, that is Antony for you, because he's now feeling the pressure that there is another player that come in and really put in a performance that people have said he can't push in. So I think the performance of Pellistri is going to help Antony do exactly what he's supposed to be doing, because if he doesn't put up, if he doesn't put up the end product to his game, and Pellistri comes in through and does it, then that means he's being ashamed by a player who was bought at net 10 million pounds, yet Antony was bought at 85 million pounds, a transfer fee difference of 75 million pounds. So Antony is going to up his game. I saw him in the game that he won against Fulham, and he had upped his game to a level that we all wanted to see him play at. Then lastly, Raphael Varane. Didier Deschamps has gone ahead and really hailed the former French player. He has said he's sufficiently thoughtful, calm. He doesn't make a decision like that overnight. It's something that makes me happy, but I have to accept it. I respect him. So I think Raphael Varane made the right decision, because injuries were catching up with him. So when you look at how he was played in the previous 3 games, against Liverpool, against Real Betis, and against Southampton, he was not played on Thursday, but on Sunday he couldn't play against Fulham because he was injured. So his body needs to be managed well better, and he had to quit the national team, because he has done everything for the national team. He has won the World Cup, because it's the biggest trophy in world football. So he won it. He played the finale, and they lost to Argentina last year. So I think everything is in his hands to really go ahead and really retire. And I think respect will be really extended to him very soon. I think, is it going to be on Thursday in Paris? Though Karim Benzema said he's not going to go there because he's not okay with the decision that Didier Deschamps made of not really calling him back into the French team to play into the World Cup. So guys, your thoughts on Manchester United, told 100 million pounds as the asking price for selling Harry Kane. Would you want United, or would you back United to pay that amount of money? Then after that, go ahead and tell me your thoughts about the following. Pellistri, on what Erik ten Hag has gone ahead and really told us about his capability of really winning at Manchester United. And lastly, the manager of France commending Raphael Varane for his decision to quit the national team. Good morning. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Rock and David remains my name. I'm out, my beautiful mates.